EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in Uptown Charlotte. Just a moment ago, the lights, the cameras, the action, all the pyrotechnics, everything was ablaze, everything was allowed here in Bank of America Stadium as Carolina emerged from their tunnel. And we are ready to go as the Panthers get set to match up with the Dallas Cowboys. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Awesome.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. They find some open field here. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out, because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes the Cowboys offense. The wild optimism going into last season, of course, because they were coming off that 13-3 year, but they faded a bit last year as they dropped to a good but not great 9-7.
The good thing for Dallas, they play in a pretty volatile division, the NFC East. There hasn't been a repeat champion in the East since 2003, 2004, and that was Philadelphia, who currently holds the crown right now. But this is a Dallas team that I think has worked its way through some adversity. They've lost some key veteran players along the way the last 2 years. So the face of the franchise, actually the face is quarterback Dak Prescott. But to me, the guy who really makes them go, running back Ezekiel Elliott. If they get 16 out of him, expect Dallas to be in the thick of things.
Get out.
A first down carry by Elliott. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense, to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain.
On second down, Elliott. And an alley to run. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down and about the length of the football.
Awesome. Kill. Here we go, 46. 26.
Third and short yardage, Prescott. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. Running with Elliott. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hey, we're going right there. We're going right there. 26.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Now Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kyle Love able to swap him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Back to the ground on 1st. It's McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he's going to be marked down deep in Dallas territory. A fantastic connection that time. Newton to Funchess, 43 yards. The first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, but they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Newton to Olsen there for a Carolina first down. On the ground, McCaffrey. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This Cowboy defense trying to hold them out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal. They'll roll forward with Anderson. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
How about the fellas with the stars on the side of their helmets rising up on defense? We always hear about the Cowboys' rushing offense. Their rush defense is pretty good as well, I think, because they're so cohesive. Defensive line, linebackers really work well together.
The Cowboys' offense heading back out and ready to go again. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They go to Elliott again, and they'll bring him down right around the 13. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again to Elliott, and he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
Here go 46. Sweat. Here go Sweat. Here go 47. 26.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott looking for Hearns, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17, and he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary,
and he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. Ron Rivera didn't get the nickname Riverboat Ron for nothing. His guys are going to go for 2 here. From the gun, here's Newton. And this will be caught. So the try for 2, good. And it pushes them out to a 15-0 lead. Gano out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you kind of circle a guy around and here he goes? No more. You have to start, close to the ball, and when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go, so you can't build up your speed that way. Also, when you're returning it, remember those wedges that we used to say where guys would form together, 2 or 3 guys? No more of those. So it'd be a lot more man-on-man, one-on-one blocking. And also, they have rules about where people have to be when the ball's kicked, where they have to be when the ball's caught. So to me, it's much more like a punt return than it is an actual kickoff return. So I'm eager to see if teams now take their punt returners, those nifty guys who make people miss in the open field, and make them the kickoff returners as well, because I think you can still get big plays in this area if you have the right people back there.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by K'Wan Short. Two minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this.
We're going to 54. Hey, we're going right there. We're going right there. 26.
The give is to Elliott. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. On third down, it's Prescott. And he's got it to Hurns. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Again, it's Elliott. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. The Cowboys on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Hey, switch. Gun. Switch. Hey. Here we go, 46.
Prescott to throw it. And that is incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. The Cowboys will turn it over now to Dan Bailey for the field goal try. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st down, Newton. Going up top. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. They'll start the drive with Elliott. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll check in for the first time with the newest member of our Madden family. It's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw on 2nd down is Newton. They'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. Hard throw, incomplete.
I'm not sure we can spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They will go for it. Now Newton. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. First down, it's Newton. Caught left side by Funchess. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. Newton on first down. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Gun. 20. Do something.
On 2nd down, here's Newton. Taking a shot for... He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. 48 yards. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Gano out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now Prescott, but he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Shaq Thompson coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Throwing, Prescott. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Dante Jackson picks it, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And past the 30 down to about the 27. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Throw left side complete. That's right. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Greg Olsen from 19 yards away. And thanks to the interception, the Panthers offense cashes in with 6. Ron Rivera didn't get the nickname Riverboat Ron for nothing. His guys are going to go for 2 here. The shotgun snap for Newton. Flushed out right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you I mean, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. The Cowboys on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Cowboys on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
46. Start there, over here. Start there. Here we go, 46.
Prescott from the gun. And this is going to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe... Yeah, you've taught me this before. Maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
Catch here, left side, Thomas. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. And when you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 17 yards on the pickup there, and also a first down. Newton throwing again. And caught left side, Olsen. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to the air. Newton on 2nd down. He's going to fire one deep left, and he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. In for the score. And the Panthers have got it on cruise control. Extra point try good by Gano. And that will extend this big lead. Gano out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride.
When you can count on one hand the number of completions you've had in a game and we're in the second half, that tells you it's really not been your day.
Yeah, but you're losing. You can't just abandon the passing game altogether.
Yeah, maybe you can get hot, string a few together, and get rolling.
Here we go, 46, 46.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And that's caught by Beasley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Let's go, get out, get out. Hey, 47, 26.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Get out. 46. 46.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. James Bradbury, he was right there to break it up.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But there's usually a nice comfort zone and throw into the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Here we go, 46, 46. Switch,
3rd and long for Prescott. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kevon Seymour. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Time for a break. This one all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this.
Here we go. Let's go. Great.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
All right, I don't want to get too poetic here where we talk about, the eyes being the windows of the soul. You know what else the eyes do? They see the open spaces on a field, and those eyes carry your legs to those spots, and that's what happened on that play. He saw an opening and went and got it.
Well, he really hasn't ran the ball. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Taco Charlton in there to get him for a loss of 5. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
Gun. Hey.
Throwing here, Newton. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Moore. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want. But there carries a little extra pressure with that as well, because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
Get out.
For a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Room here to run. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. First down, Prescott. It's caught right side, it turns. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on first. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Wide eight. Switch is 8. Gun. Here we go. 46. All day. And 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. Switch is 8. Switch is 86.
Prescott now on 2nd down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
We got four. Gun. 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Gun. 46. 46. Switch is 8. 26.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Thomas Davis. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They are excited about where they are in this game.
20. 20.
Newton's going to throw it. Throw left side complete. It's Moore. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. To throw on second down is Newton. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. He was looking for the connection with Devin Funchess. 3rd down here.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
3rd down, here's McCaffrey. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And down inside the 15 he goes. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game.
Express! 20. 20.
Now Newton on first down. Fights him off. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And partner, this